Hi, this is Captain Fubar. I'm going to do a deck profile of my hero deck. It consistently goes 4-0 at just about every locals I bring it to. Let's get started. Got the triple aliases. Yeah, they're all different rarities. They tend to stack when they're the same. 2 Bubblemans. I only like 2. I'm not a big fan of running the 3 because I don't do the Bubble Beat. Captain Gold. Amazing graveyard fodder for when you're trying to get Miracle Fusion off, and Skyscraper's not that bad. It actually helps you climb over some shit. 2 Effect Veilers, for obvious reasons. 1 Stratos. Cyber Dragon, just because a lot of the times I like to spark off my aliases almost immediately, and this leaves me with a monster on the field. Honest, just because obviously I have so many targets for it. And then Gores, because it just hands down wins games all the time. We got triple Spark, triple Miracle Fusion because I have targets up the ass in this deck, triple E-Call because it's heroes and you need all of them, double Duality because, again, for obvious reasons, Book of Moon, 1 main deck Super Poly. I used to main deck 2, but against Inzectors, it's almost completely dead unless they exceed, and they usually won't if they know you're running heroes. 1 Mass Change. Again, I only have 2 Bubbleman, and I can't usually afford to do it on absolute 0, so I only run the 1 of them. I side another. Skyscraper for the Captain Gold. Heavy Storm. 1 MST. Dark Hole, Monster Reborn, and Rhoda. For the traps, I run the Solemn lineup. Double Compulse, since the priority is gone, it's an insanely good card for stalling an extra turn. Torrential, and to go along with the Hero Blast, with the Gemini Spark, I got Hero Blast. This card's amazing. I don't want to run 3 though, just because sometimes it's a dead draw and it clogs a lot. So I just run the 2 since I can spark the same alias 3 times. Off to the extra deck. I have Utopia, Blade Armor, 2 Shining since I never really need to go for any more, 2 Absolute Zero since I only have 2 Bubblemen, 2 Nova Masters for the Dino matchup, 2 Acid since I side another Mass Change. I don't want to use side space for extra deck. Vapor, just in case, against Inzectors, he's absolutely amazing. Gaia and Great Tornado, just so I can run all 4 attributes I can. Chimera Tech, since I main deck the Cyber Dragon. And Stardust, just in case I have a dead Veiler and a Gores on the field. And for side deck, I'm gonna grab that.
So what would you consider this Hero Beat?
It's a mix between Bubble Beat, Hero Beat, and just plain old heroes.
So Fubar Beat.
Exactly, Fubar Beat. There we go.
Sweet.
I run 2 Cyber Dragons, just like most other side decks, you know, just in case I get machines I'm going against or an anti-meta deck that tends to slow me down to their pace.
Because he's special and you're not.
2 DD Crows, because getting rid of this shit in the graveyard is amazing.
You want one?
Extra Space Typhoon for really heavy back row decks like hero matchups when they're running the skill drain. Double Super Poly, because a lot of decks other than Inzectors give me crazy amounts of targets. Mass Change again for heavy back row. Chain Disappearance. I only run 1 right now, just hasn't been able to get another one. 2 Royal Prisons. It locks down windups and dragons a lot of the time. If you can get the dragons to a point where they have to come out of the graveyard for the Darkness Metal, this card is your best friend. Shadowing Prisoner for the Inzector matchup, Gravekeeper matchup, just about anything that runs darks. And then 2 Macro. A lot of people say that this card is kind of bad in Heroes, but if you can play around and activate it at the right times, it actually turns really amazing. And that is it for my Fubar Beat deck.